If a child has good nutrition from a young age, they can grow up to be brilliant. If I give them enough nutrition, God willing, they will become intelligent, good-looking, and definitely healthy.
Yuni Susilowati, a volunteer healthcare worker in Central Java, Indonesia, has devoted her free time in the last 7 years to fighting child malnutrition in her community. Last year, she was asked to devote a little more.
I'm cooking clear soup with Chinese spinach and beans.
Yuni now spends every morning washing, chopping, and cooking fresh meals like this one for 3 malnourished children in her village.
With children, if it doesn't have any flavor, they won't eat it. But if it tastes good, the children will want to eat it.
After the food is cooked, she gets on her bike and brings the meals from her kitchen right to the kids' homes. It's a new approach to a decades-old malnutrition program, which typically gives 3,000 rupiah, or roughly 40 cents worth of raw food a day, to the mother of every child under 6, identified as severely malnourished, according to World Health Organization standards.
The aim is to provide continuous monitoring on an ongoing basis.
Kikaya Asia started the program 2 years ago, after growing frustrated with stagnant malnutrition rates in Indonesia. Despite the country's economic strides, they are among the worst in the world. In this rural village, standards of living have improved in recent years. There are more roads, running water, and decent homes. Yet malnutrition in children persists. Asia says the main reason for this lagging improvement in health is a lack of nutritional education for new mothers, who often misuse the rations they're given.
Theoretically, every time they cooked, the child should have got around 25 grams of mung beans per serving. But when they cooked, they'd cook them for the whole family and even give them to their neighbors.
With a lack of faith in parents, Asia turned to women from the community who are part of a national fleet of female volunteers formed during the Suharto era called Cadres, and asked them to take a more active role.
I said I will not be able to address the problems with malnutrition without help from all of you. So you must all join in to help us overcome this problem because I can't do it on my own.
Yuni was one of the cadres who took on more responsibility, and the program has seen promising results. In 2009, there were 15 severely malnourished children in the district. Today, there are 5. But by relying heavily on volunteers, some wonder how long the results can last.
I would say that from year to year, the goodwill of Indonesian people decreasing.
Professor Hamam Hadi is a lecturer at the Gadjah Mada University in Yogyakarta and works closely with the federal government on malnutrition issues. He says as Indonesia becomes more capitalistic, so have its citizens. Many are no longer willing to work without pay.
At this time, we are discussing that the government should pay cadre, but it is not the priority. It is not the first option.
Yuni has never asked to be paid for her time. She is a mother of 2 young boys and was fortunate to have the help of volunteers when her children were growing up. She'd rather see additional funds go toward more food. She says the 3,000 rupiah a day is not enough to feed a starving child back to health, and often puts her own money in to make up the difference.
3,000 rupiah is only enough for Chinese spinach and tempeh. But yeah, volunteers are used to paying the difference.
Despite her best efforts, the new program isn't always welcomed.
This amount, my child won't finish it. It's difficult.
Yuni's second delivery of the day is to 3-year-old Nur Sanas, who is battling influenza. Doctor's orders require 3 square meals a day to go with her medications. Nur's mother Nafsia says her daughter is very picky and prefers home cooking to the volunteer's meal. If it were up to her, she would take the raw food instead.
I cook a lot myself, and the spices I use are sometimes different. It's not as strong. It's just not the same.
Kadang lain gitu.
Uni gets discouraged when she hears mothers complaining, but knows the program is best for the kids.
Hasilnya itu loh, Mas.
Back then, when we gave them uncooked foods, their children weren't gaining weight. But since we started giving them cooked food, we've made progress.
On her third visit today, Uni sees progress in 2-year-old Nafida Azara, who has just recovered from a 10-month-long battle with tuberculosis that left her dangerously underweight. Nafida is being a little fussy this morning. But after a soothing ride on her rocking horse, the food goes down much easier.
Ya, menurut saya penting sekali ya, soalnya kan.
In my opinion, the program is really important because the volunteers can monitor infants' growth. And since we've had this food, her body weight has increased.
Uni heads home with a smile. She knows good news like this doesn't change the big picture. But for her, it's enough to get up tomorrow and do it all again.
Dari anak saya yang besar.
We live as part of society, and we want to be helpful to others. We are happy to see others happy. That's all.
Pada seneng gitu aja lah, Mas.
From Central Java, Indonesia, this is Jacob Templin for Time Video and the International Reporting Project.